Well, the fallout continues from Will Smith's Oscar slap. The Academy said it's opening a formal review and will explore further actions and consequences. Meantime, Will did post an apology. Some of you may have read it, and he included Chris Rock in that apology on his Instagram. Will said this: "Violence in all of its forms and is poisonous and destructive. My behavior at last night's Academy Awards was unacceptable and inexcusable. I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. I was out of line and I was wrong. I am embarrassed, and my actions were not indicative of the man I want to be." What do you think of this apology now, Al?
I mean, I think it's going to be a lesson, but not in the way that he intends it. I think people are going to realize that apologizing like that maybe in 1989 was okay. But in 2022, he's had such a profound impact on Chris Rock and his career, and his life, and their lives, and how they'll be forever intertwined, their careers, that I don't know if that apology is enough. Anytime Chris Rock posts something, anytime Chris Rock runs into somebody on the street, anytime Chris Rock is doing a stand-up show, somebody's going to mention this. And it's such a big deal. I don't know if an Instagram apology even approaches it. So I've been trying to look at it in normal folks' terms. Like, what's our Oscars? And I feel like for us, it's our weddings. Imagine if somebody approached your partner on their wedding day and smacked them, not in front of 20 million international people, just in front of your auntie, in front of your dad, in front of Roosevelt. I mean, would an Instagram apology work for you? Because if it would, then we have nothing to talk about. But I think we know that it's deeper than that. What he did was emasculate him on a level that I don't know if you can recover from it. I really worry about both of these men.
Erica,
I really do.
What are you thinking?
I think what Al said is fair. I mean, and it really does contextualize the whole thing for a lot of people, because I know people are sitting here thinking like, I don't know what I would do. And that does change the course of a relationship forever, if there is a relationship at all. You know, I saw this as maybe a first step. And I was kind of communicating with people on social media yesterday, and I was kind of putting my experience in to say, I've been in Chris Rock's shoes where I said something that was inappropriate. I didn't realize the context of how inappropriate it was until someone in the room told me how that affected them. And I'll be really honest about it. I would have almost preferred that they didn't forgive me after I apologized, because I think about that almost every day. And and I feel bad about it almost every day. So it's like, did it really require a slap or a physical action? Because being in that prison in your mind of like, I know better, I should have done better, to me reverberates more than any slap across the face.
What should the consequences be? That's something that everybody's asking. What's going to happen to Will Smith now? Will he go to the Oscars? What do you think?
I think the Oscars should have removed him when it happened. Because if they had somebody that was disparaging in any sort of way to a certain marginalized group of people during their speech, they would have shut their mic off and escorted them out of there. The fact that it was only 5 minutes later might play into it, but they should have made that decision right away. It's too late now. Now it's time for apologies. I don't know what the punishment is. I know what punishment.
What about this punishment, Jeff? Should he lose his Oscar?
No, I don't think so. He earned that Oscar, but future work maybe might be limited,
but
because
Oscar,
people
they
who
do
are,
have a code of conduct, though, and I'm sure violence, intimidation, bullying is on there.
Well, I don't think taking away the Oscar solves anything. Maybe not being invited back to future Oscars for X amount of years. I don't know what the punishment is.
And that would be interesting, because, you know, just traditionally speaking, when you watch the Oscars, the winners of those coveted awards the next year present those coveted awards. So if he is removed or banned from the Oscars, it'll be weird next year, because you're used to seeing that winner.
It's going to be weird either way, but you're right.
It will. It'll be weird either way. But I do want to talk about, we don't have, did you want me to go to Jada's apology or move on?
Well, she put something on Instagram, so she kind of put something out on hers.
Let me just, you guys scrolled past it.
There it is, yeah.
All right, so then this is what Jada posted. This is a season for healing, and I am here for it. What did you think about that, Al?
I thought it was great if you're just doing personal, individual greeting cards. I don't know what that was. If you took out a season for healing and a season for love, that could just be your family card.
Maybe she's not ready to talk about it, though. It's raw.
Well, we don't have time for you to get ready. You smacked me in front of the entire world.
This is Jada, though.
I know, but like
Jada's
she's part of all of this. We are all, these three people will be forever linked. Who's to blame? Who's it? Like, I'm not blaming Jada. I'm just saying she's part of this. And I thought that was a very vague, very opaque take for where we are. I don't think that everybody sees this as cataclysmic to people's careers as I do. This is a huge deal.
No, I understand it's a huge deal, but I don't think, although obviously we know that Jada is the reason or was the catalyst for this in terms of she was the victim in this equation. She was the one that was the butt of the joke. But is it her responsibility to absolve this whole situation?
Absolutely not.
Because now you're asking for someone who was not voluntarily a part of it to now jump in to make it all better. And I think that also underscores where we are with why so many people were offended by her being the butt of the joke to begin with.
Yeah,
Yes, there's a lot of historical context to
her
that.
agency was also taken away from her. She's a grown woman. She could have spoken up for herself, and her husband took that away from her. He took her agency away from her.
That's fair.
So I think she was a victim twice.
Let's hear from some of the people close to their camps, because more and more of their loved ones are speaking out, including Will's own mother. Carolyn Smith told local news in Philadelphia that Will is a very even person, and she's never seen him go off before. She said that that was the first time in his lifetime that she'd ever seen him do that. In the meantime, Richard Williams spoke out, telling NBC News that the Williams family does not condone hitting anyone unless it's in self-defense. Stars like Howard Stern and Charlemagne the God also reacted to the incident. Howard called it a sign of great mental illness when you can't control your impulse. And Charlemagne said there is something way deeper going on inside of Will that we don't know what it's all about. What do you think about people speculating about his mental health now?
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I don't understand. Instead of just saying, like, Will was wrong and we need to get past this and find out what's next for Will, everyone is somehow in a roundabout way making this into a courtroom, and they're spinning it like this is the reason why this happened. And instead of just saying, Will's wrong. And 2 days late, this was 2 days ago, and people are like, I'm over this already. You're over this? But then you want to go back 20 years and cancel somebody for what they did? Let's have the same grace for Will, if you want to move forward, as we do for people in the past. Because Erica said you sympathize, not sympathize, but you see yourself more in Chris Rock's shoes. I definitely see myself in Will Smith's shoes. I've said things, I've done things throughout my life that are very impulsive, and it's because of my anger, and I work on it all the time.
No,
and
you work on it daily.
Yes, but there are going to be future incidents when my kids get me mad, and it might not be in public, it might be, I don't know, but I want a room for redemption. I'm here to help. But now we're separated into these tribes, and I don't mean to use that word in a weird way, and I haven't really thought through this process, but if you have a religious tribe, or your sexual orientation, or your race, or even your political view, right, what party you're with, you're in this tribe, and there's pressure within your tribe to speak out and say something a certain way, and there's pressure from the other tribes. If you're not with us, you're against us. Right. So people are taking blindly people's backs, and I'm not saying just with Will Smith, I'm saying in general, blindly taking people's backs because they're part of that tribe, instead of just saying, hey, we're all one. Let's say this is wrong, and let's find a way to make this world a better place.
Amen.
Instead of finding excuses for people's behaviors.
Well said.